Ryan Reynolds, Justice Smith, Pokemon, Detective Pikachu. Listen, as a mother, unajua ukiwa nyumbani kila siku unashangaa utafanya nini na watoto, especially when they close school. You're trying to get their itinerary. You're just planning 8 to 8:05. You try to plan every single thing that they're gonna do. Watching movies such as this one, this is really interesting. Make sure that you check it out. Hello everybody and welcome back. This is The Trend. My name is Amina. Hashtag Hey Amina at The Trend Live. Tuambie mambo vipi, and where are you watching this show from? We would love to know. Where are you enjoying it from? Now, for the past few weeks, if you've been watching the show, kuna kitu tumekuwa tukifanya. Tumekuwa tukicelebrate one of the most important people in our lives, and that has got to be our moms. So now, together with Geisha, we've been celebrating moms. And we asked you to send us your stories. And we received hundreds, if not thousands, of emails and DMs and just letters dropped off to the office of people sharing their amazing stories of how their moms constantly and continuously just were selfless and sacrificed so much so that they can be where they are today. And one such person is Dickens Ngicho. He has a very interesting story. Take a look. It's brought to you by Geisha. Hashtag Mom Anakuita. Hi everybody and welcome back. This is The Trend, hashtag Hey Amina at The Trend Live. Now, in case you've not noticed, we've decided, you know what, let's just take the show on a whole other tangent because there's real life and real life stories that are out there. By out there, I mean out here, which is why we decided to come here and hear about stories such as my guest who you're about to meet. He was born in Dickens Ngicho, born in Majengo area. His parents passed on when he was quite young and forced him to go back to Ushago in Homelessness, where he stayed with his grandparents. And after, just being moved from one home to another, seeing as no one could really afford to take in him and his brother, he came to Nairobi, where he lived with his uncle for a short while, who parted with his wife, got another wife who did not like Dickens. And from there, his story just became even sadder. But it does have a happy ending. Let's focus on that with the hashtag Hey Amina. Let us know where you're watching from. And let's welcome Dickens on the show. Sasa?
Poa sana Amina.
Niaje?
Poa, karibu home.
All right. So, thank you. Thank you so much.
Karibu
So, hapa ndo home.
Hapa ndo nyumbani.
Yes, lakini kabla tufike hii home, tulikuwa home ingine hapo.
Kabisa.
And when you came back from, Homa Bay after yani una move from hii nyumba to another home, watu yani wanashindwa kuwa afford, ukakuja Nairobi ukapatana na uncle yako. Yeah. Akawa na bibi mwingine. So, no,
actually ni bibi wake wa kwanza. So, the reason why I came back to Nairobi is I always wanted to join the University of Nairobi in pursue journalism sometime and then get to start practicing. So there's this uncle of mine who had kept in touch amongst all like our relatives. He had kept in touch and would help me pay school fees and just other many things. So when I came back, I decided to live with him. He's one of my youngest maternal uncles. So the family is still young. His wife never got to interact with my parents because my parents died way back. So the wife was a good aunt to me. Until this day, it was on Thursday. She just called me to the living and told me because we are moving to a smaller house.
We, all of us.
Yeah, they, me excluded.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
We are moving to a smaller house, so you are going to be forced to look for another place to live in.
And then at what point then did they ask you to leave and you went to live in the Vibandas?
No, so after my aunt had asked me to look for another place, I think I had about 6 or 7 clothes and my academic documents. So I just put them inside my bag. I was teaching in some school. In that school, I was teaching class 4. But see, in a main house like this, there's always some veranda out there. So the school decided to construct some kibanda for class 4. So I was the class teacher of class 4. Now it was inside that kibanda where I was spending my nights.
Oh.
But I just joined UN. So, I joined UN when I wasn't having a place to stay.
And you're now joining university or you're already in university?
I just joined. I joined during that time.
So how are you joining? I mean, how much were you earning at the time, if you can share that?
I was being paid 6,000.
And how much was your fee?
80,000.
80?
An average 80,000 per semester, yes.
Per sem? You're earning 6,000 a month?
Yeah, and my brother was also in Form 3. I was just the one taking care of his school fees.
And how much was that?
It was about 33,000 per year.
And you're homeless?
Yes.
At this time?
Yes.
Where were you getting food?
Could you afford it based
So,
on?
as teachers in most of the schools in Nairobi or in urban centers, students during lunchtime, they sit in their class and then teachers serve them. So during the time I would be serving my pupils, I would take a cup and put some rice or ugali and just cover it and put it in my drawer. So I would come back from school and eat that. So I would sleep and make sure that my alarm wakes me up around 5 so that I leave the school compound
Quickly before people
before
come in and find
teachers
you.
and students, and then niende maraundi nje for almost 2 hours up to around saa moja, then ndo nikuje shule like not from the house.
How did you manage to
When I
fund
was
that?
joining campus, my first year, first semester, I shared with some of the church members I knew about how I wanted to plan for a fundraiser and that they come through and support me raise about 100,000 because the School of Journalism University of Nairobi first semester first year is 92,500. So the church helped me raise 50,000.
You then decided to talk to your friend in school. I mean, how did you even decide to open up to someone who then shared?
Okay, so I have friends at church who kind of noticed that I wasn't the way I was. So I shared with them that I was homeless, and they asked me to come to church and that they would share with church elders. And there's a Sunday we went to church and they shared with the church elders, and the church elders asked me, and I confirmed. And they raised some cash, about 15,000. They asked us to go to Moja to look for a single room. We went, found one, and we paid. And I stayed there for 2 months because there wasn't any sustainability plan on how I would, continue paying my rent. Eric and Wiki were my friends. So when during the time I was homeless, I would come and visit them during the weekends. I was always like having nothing to help me, take care of myself. So there's a day I shared with Eric when I came to visit him. Eric, I just asked him to help me with 100 bob so that I'd be able to get fare the following day for, going to school. So I don't know. Eric went to the bedroom. His mother was in the bedroom and shared with the mother. And then when Eric came out, he brought me 1,000 bob. So I asked him, it's not a change. But he was like, no, Mama said you just use that. And I was like, elfu moja. I really broke down.
At this point, you feel like there's no light at the end of this tunnel. But
Yeah,
there's the hope of, the graduation from Nairobi University. But, it was very difficult for you. But during this time is when, your luck, changed for the better.
Yes.
And you met your mom.
Now, just before I met her, when I joined campus, I shared with some of my lecturers about my situation. And I also became a class rep and later the chairman of the School of Journalism. So during the time I was in school, a lot of my lecturers, and I don't know if I should mention them because they would allow me sit for end of semester exams without having registered or paid. And it was basically because of them knowing that I wasn't having a home, and they just wanted to support in their own way. So I did most of my exams without paying school fees, and at the University of Nairobi it's not easy, you cannot do that. And I'm done with school, so I owe the university about 300,000 shillings, but I'm done with school. So they supported me in so many ways.
Oh, you still have a debt?
Yeah, about 300,000.
All right.
Yeah.
And, shout out to the teachers. Teachers are very important who help you, because they play such an important role in trying to, even just allowing you to, even if it's, doing your job on the side, not making it for some classes. And, some of them even give food and give money for fare.
There are those who gave me fare. There are those who I was just so close to, they gave me fare. There's Dr. Kamau Mwangi who paid for my 2 units.
Wow.
Yes. He gave me 12,000 to pay for a unit in a particular semester. I was in 3rd year. And this year, he also called me to his office and gave me another 12,000 to pay. So it was great. Even just after I'd shared with him my situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
24,000, and I paid my 2 units because we paid 12,000 per unit. So Eric told me that, Dickens, every Friday after you're done with classes, just come to Donholm. We stay for the weekend. Then on Monday you can go and teach, and in the evenings you go to school. So I don't know, but it never took long. And then there's a day my mom called us just as we were in the house. As I was planning to go back to Yokibanda Tena. And she just convened a short meeting, and she addressed us and told us that you people, Dickens utakuwa mmoja wetu kuanzia leo. This will be your home. I'll be your mother. And I feel at home, and do not think about any other problem. You have a home, you have a place you're able to go and have a bath. The kitchen is there. I think it's not that I'm lucky, it's just a blessing from God to have her. And everything she's been able to do for me, for my brother. And she does not just live with 3 kids. Biological kids are 3. But she has 3 more of us. She takes care of 2, a nephew and a niece, and myself. I know she's a widow. She lost her husband in 2008.
So, what do you do right now?
So today, I am an online content producer, a reporter, editor at Nation.
Wow.
I produce online content for Daily Nation and NTV. And that university that I used to look at, I'm also the current chairperson of the School of Journalism, University of Nairobi.
Oh, madam, sorry, forgive us. Good job. And I mean, you know, for someone who's standing right outside Nation now, ana viatu, ana nguo, manze, ana mali ya kulala, hajakula siku 3. Look, like right now, mtu tu sahi mwenye anafeel ni kama ako rock bottom, below rock bottom, anawachisho sahi, unataka kumwambia nini?
If you are engulfed in a great deal of hopelessness and disparity, there are 3 main things you are supposed to do. Kitu ya kwanza ni masomo. There is nothing that changes lives a great deal than education. I'm sorry I got to say this. My mother told me there's nothing that is called peer pressure. When I was growing, she told me, hakunanga kitu kama peer pressure. Hapo nje utaambiwa, don't do something bad because somebody else is doing that. Just make sure that you decide what you know it's good for you. And then Mungu atakusaidia na utafika tu pale unataka.
Where is your brother right now?
So my brother is a second year at UN School of Journalism.
He also wants to pursue journalism.
Yeah, but he wants to become a producer.
All right.
But not November, last year mid, when I wasn't having sort of funds to support him, he just decided to become a watchman. He told me, Dickens, you provide for everything, our house rent, food, clothing, but I'm just here. I don't have anything to do. So I'm just going to become a guard. So as we speak, he's a guard. So he dropped out. He attended 3 semesters, 100% attendance, but he would not be able to do exam.
What can you tell people at home about your mom, if you were to describe her in a few words?
She's a very selfless mother, compassionate. And another thing with her, I think she's so godly because she always makes sure that wherever you are, you make sure you tell her where you are. And she always also wants to know what you are doing. And I think she leads us in the way of the Lord, and that's even more great than anything about her.
And now we finally get to meet Mom. Mambo, Mom.
Poa.
Hi.
Hi, Therese.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
And so wonderful.
Thank you.
Now, Mom, you lost your husband.
Yeah.
In 2008.
Yeah, it's 207.
207.
It was 207, I think. 207.
Now, in Africa, in a lot of different communities and, cultures and what have you, widows and, to some extent even widowers do go through a very difficult period of time after your partner has passed on, of course. Did you go through any difficulty, or was it an easy, a much simpler transition for you?
It wasn't easy at all. Not at all. Because after that, you're on your own. That's what I can say.
So you have 3 kids.
Yeah.
Your own biological children.
Yeah.
3 of them.
Yeah.
And you now took in not one, not two. I mean, let's start from the very first time that you decided you want to be a foster mom.
So after some time is when I get Dickens' case now. Dickens, my son comes to me one day and then tells me, Mom, I have a friend in church by the name Dickens, but I think you have seen him. You know, Eric has so many friends, so he used to leave church in the afternoon on Saturdays, come home with so many friends. So I was like, who is this Dickens? Ati, Mom, yule anakaa, you know, he started explaining, what? And then he told me, okay, Mom, it's like Dickens has a problem. And then I asked him, have you tried to talk to him and find out what the problem is? He tells me, no, but we will find out. But later, he came and told me, find out that this boy has stays in a school where he teaches. He's a teacher, but he has nowhere to sleep. As in, he waits for pupils to get out of school in the evening. Then he comes back and he packed his things, I don't know where, and then he sleeps in that classroom. And then I was like, does he have a blanket? Does he have a mattress? At Mom, it seems that he doesn't have anything. Then how is he making? No, we have decided in our ambassadors club, we get some money, we get him a room so that he can have somewhere to sleep. Then I told him it's okay. I think it was after a day he comes back and tells me we have gotten a room for him. And then I asked Eric, does he have everything? Does he have a mattress? Eric tells me no. Then I told him no. Since we have an extra mattress, we have a bed, we have an extra wardrobe, everything. At least I did some shopping for him, and then we packed the things. I told Eric, go and make him comfortable. So after some time, Eric comes to me and tells me, Mom, it's like Dickens is not managing where we put him to stay because of he can't raise the rent. Then I told him, we have a big room for him. Let him come and join us. We have no problem.
As we approach Mother's Day and we celebrate moms, thanks to Geisha, well, in partnership with Geisha, you know, we keep talking about that long-lasting, unconditional, you know, love that a mother has for her child. What does motherhood mean to you?
It means a lot. Loving and caring. When you see your children around you, they are happy. Let's say when you cook a meal and then they are enjoying on the table, you cannot even eat, you just get satisfied. You just full, that is. And when you see them go through school as a mother, you feel good. So that's what mother means. To be a mother, that's all I can say.
All right. And you know, Mom, you know, like I said, you know, just having this very big family and loving all of these children and just being so moved. We had to cut so many times, you know, just to be so moved with by their story. Geisha wanted to say thank you so much. So we wanted to give you 30,000 bob. Just
my God, for my children.
Well, for you, because you've done enough for the children. This one is now specifically just for you. This is for you,
God,
just to say
Amina,
thank you.
oh
to
my
say
God,
that you know you've been amazing and you've loved these children, and may God bless you even more to love on more children. And you're amazing. That's what I wanted to say. So Mom, tulikuwa tu tunataka kusema thank you so much for being so awesome.
Yes.
So Geisha wanted to give you, you know, 30,000 bob, and we also wanted to give you,
oh my God, thank you,
Geisha,
thank you.
Look at me as I try to get all of them, but
thank you, Geisha, thank you.
And it says thank you, Mom. Now it's all about appreciating moms out there, and I know there's so many different moms. There are moms who are foster moms. There are moms who, you know, gave birth to become moms. There are moms who adopted to become moms, and it doesn't matter how you became a mom. You're a mom. We thank you, and Geisha wants to thank you with the hashtag Mama Nakuita. You can participate in the ongoing campaign and tell us your mom's story, so that even us come to Dickens, we can come through and we can celebrate with your mom.
Oh, yes.
Imagine. So Dickens, there you go now. You've gotten your mom money. You've gotten your mom gifts. This is amazing. Mother's Day is coming up, and it's coming up fast. Thank you so much for inviting us to your home. Thank you so much. The hashtag is Amina at The Trend Live. If you want us to come to your home, hit us up and let us know.